there, welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda and I'm struggling a little bit, so I thought I would just start this video. I don't know how to start it, I don't know how to film it, I don't know how I want to share this experience with you, and I'm struggling. So I'm just gonna basically make this a vlog and kind of go through it step by step and sort of maybe ease into the process, because I want to paint something with oils and I want to do it on a large scale, and I'm delaying the start. There's a lot of issues with what I want to do. So first of all, one of my issues is my desk. This is what my desk looks like right now. As you can see, it is covered in a bunch of different things. I recently rebought the Winsor & Newton Artisan, or it's actually, yeah, it's Artisan oil paints. So I bought Artisan water mixable oil colours a couple of years ago, and I painted a painting of my friend's dog. No, sorry. Well, I did paint a painting of my friend's dog, but it was not the one I was wanting to talk about. My friend's cat, and I recently just sent that painting to her, so it took 2 years to send, but it got there. That's not what my business model is. It's not order a painting and I'll send you it 2 years later. It was just a gift for a friend. I bought these and I ended up giving them away because even though I enjoyed that painting, I just never got my paints out and I just never used them, and I went on this big weird kick that I wanted to get rid of all of my art supplies. So I gave my tubes away. And recently I went to Hobbycraft and I rebought them. I didn't buy all of the tubes that I had because I think I had like 20 colours or something. It was crazy. But I bought them all individually on sale over time. But then I just gave them away to somebody in the community that was learning how to do art. So I guess I did a good thing. I wasted a lot of money. So I bought this beginner's Winsor & Newton Artisan set that has a couple of colours in here. And if you've seen my haul video, then I will have shown this set in there. Cadmium Yellow Pale Hue, Permanent Alizarin Crimson, French Ultramarine and Yellow Ochre, and then a Titanium White as well. So this is a weird palette. I've never used this kind of palette before, but you can get really nice colours out of this palette, and I think that I might even buy some of these colours in gouache as well. I decided I wanted to start using these again, and I was going to make a video of me trying them out, like first impressions, all of that thing, but I just wasn't starting, and I just needed to get out my my brushes and my colours and just paint. So I have this oil colour pad from Winsor & Newton as well. It's a Winton oil colour pad. I think I got it from Hobbycraft, I'm not sure, but it was cheap. And I got out my paints on this palette here and I just played with them. I played with the mixies, you know, figured out what kind of mixies I could get. I didn't go into depth with this, I just did it really quickly. I didn't even make a very good colour mixing chart here. It's quite awkward and wonky, but whatever. I practiced doing a little pear and an orange slice, which doesn't even look like an orange slice, looks more like a grapefruit slice or something like that. But I played with it and that's as far as I got. And now all of this stuff is over my desk. I feel like I shouldn't clean up the paint that's already on my palette because it's still wet and usable. I don't want to use this palette to do the painting that I want to do because it's not going to translate well. The colours aren't going to be the colours that I want. And I'm going to be painting in a huge, or on a huge board as well, which I haven't prepped yet. I don't even know what side of the board that I want to paint on because there's one side that is wooden and the other side is coated in a kind of, I don't know what it is, it's like almost laminated, so I still need to gesso it and I want to paint it on that big bit of board, but I've never painted that big before at all, ever, even with acrylics or any painting. I've never painted that big. I think I have painting by numbers like that big, but never painted anything that big, so it's quite intimidating to me and I don't know where to start. And I think that by starting with smaller paintings it would be easier, but I don't want to paint the same things on the smaller ones that I want to paint on the big one. The big one is going to be a painting, it's not even amazing, it's not even going to be an amazing painting, it's literally just I want to paint pancakes on that and put it in my kitchen because I want to add a little bit of colour to my house, even though we're probably going to move soon. I just want to make a little bit more of an effort to make paintings and make art for my own space and to practice doing that as well. And I want to do it on that big canvas or board or whatever. But like I said, there's a lot of things stopping me. And one of the things is, where am I going to paint this? I don't have an easel anymore. I have a pochade box, but it's really small and it wouldn't fit that. But I do have an A3 drawing board which would fit this. But where do I put the drawing board? It's going to be really cramped if I put it on my desk, but that's literally the only place that I can put it. So I'm thinking that I'm just going to have to start. Like, basically I just have to start. And I actually posted a thread. I don't know how to, I threaded something on the interwebs, on the threads. I posted a thread and I asked the question. I'll get it up so that I can read it to you properly. This got the most views any of my threads have ever had, 1,152 views, which my threads usually get 23 views. Anyway, I said, trying to pluck up the courage to start painting with oils again, and I keep finding reasons not to get them out. Any tips on how I can get over the fear of starting? And quite a few people commented back suggestions, and most of them were quite generic. They were like, just start, play about, do something small, paint on paper instead of canvas so you don't feel like you're wasting it. Try a workshop, somebody said. Just make the first mark. I'd say give yourself the go ahead to make absolute uncritical mess and break the ice. Paint something small and fun. Then somebody actually asked me what are the reasons, which I found that the most helpful, because I had to ask myself, why am I not doing it? What is the reasons why I'm not doing it? A couple of the reasons, in fact, I'll get this back up because I wrote them. Silly nonsense reasons. I have housework to do. My space doesn't feel right. There isn't enough light. My desk is a mess. And I said, and I know, do housework later, get over it, put a light on, tidy the desk, easy solutions. There's nothing to be scared of. It's just paint. The reply was, procrastination is the perfectionism's long lost twin. We don't give ourselves permission to do something unless we can do it perfectly. Been there. In my experience, when I'm feeling unsure of giving time and effort to being creative, the antidote is usually to give time and effort to being creative. Do the thing. Don't let your head talk you out of doing something good and enjoyable. So what I decided to do was to do it in steps, and this was when I did this stuff here. So I tidied up my desk, which was the first thing that I needed to do so that I had space to work. The second thing that I needed to do was tell myself that it's okay not to do artwork, not to do housework, because I want to make this my job. So I shouldn't feel guilty about doing artwork first. I should do the artwork first and do my job part of the day first, and then I can tidy later. It doesn't matter if my kitchen's a mess. I'm not in the kitchen. As long as my area is clean and usable, it should be okay. So that was another thing. Give myself permission to move tasks to a different time, and that's fine. Do not feel guilty about not doing something or putting something off to do something else that you want to do. And then obviously the next step was to set something up. So I was like making it into small steps. I was like, I'll just get the water and put the water on the table. So I got the water, and then I was like, I'll find the palette and I'll clean the palette if it needs cleaned. And then I did that and I put that down. And then I was like, well, I'll get the paints out. I'll open the box, because they weren't even open. So I unboxed the paints. And then I was like, well, I'll just put them on the palette. And then I'll get the oil paper. And then, I'll just find the brushes and prep the brushes and lay everything out. And I did that. And then before you know it, I was painting and I was enjoying myself, and I didn't want to stop. I had to stop because obviously I had other stuff to do, but I managed to paint for a good 20 minutes or so, and then I stopped. And then the next day, all of my stuff was still out because it's oil paint. You can leave it out and it won't dry. And then I painted that little orange slice and I was like, okay, I can do this. But now I'm at the stage where my desk is a mess again, and I've got stuff on my desk that I like to keep on my desk. I've got my planner, but while I'm using the desk, I don't need to have that stuff on my desk. I can move my planner away. I can move my earphones away or put them on my head. If you're going through this, then there are ways to look around it, and sometimes just starting and admitting that you are procrastinating, or admitting that you're scared, or admitting that you're doing stuff to avoid it is the first step to trying to not do it. So I'm going to clean up my desk. You've probably already seen footage of that, and I'm going to set it up in a nice way, and I'm going to try and make sure that my desk is prepped to the way that I want it and not just settle for less, because I know I'm going to be annoyed, especially because, well, to be honest, I think it would be easier if my whole setup was different, but it's not, so I can't say that. But I don't like having a lot of things on my desk at once, even though it doesn't look like it. The fact that there's 2 monitors on my desk right now is really annoying, because then I'm going to have to add an extra thing and it's going to feel cramped. and I don't like that, but I've nowhere else to put it, and I want my computer space and my painting setup to be completely different, but it's not, so I need to get around that fact. I did used to have 3 desks in this room, but now that I've got a massive couch, I can't have 3 desks in this room, so I've got 1. So I need to adjust for that as well, and I just need to get over the fact that I have to move and I have to do things to make it work. And it's not that I don't want to do it, because I really do. It's just really hard to get myself to actually get up and do the things, and I don't know why. A lot of people say it's ADHD. Once I start, I know I'm going to be okay. So I've got a couple of things on my desk that I know don't need to be there. I need to clean the palette, because even though I think it's a waste, which it most likely is, if I don't clean it, then I'm not going to be able to make new colours, and if I can't make new colours, then I'm not going to be able to do the painting that I want to do. And then I'm going to prep the actual board, and that's the first step. And once I've done that, I'll see how I feel. If I need a break, fine. If I don't, I can just continue or whatever. That's fine too. But obviously prepping the board is going to take a little bit of waiting time as well, because it's going to need gesso and it's going to need to dry, and I'll probably need a couple of coats of gesso. So we're just starting right now, and that's one of the things that I struggle with as well, is starting, because of not the fact that I'm scared, but of the fact that you need to wait. Like, yeah, I could gesso it today, but I want to get into the painting, so what's the point in gessoing it if I don't want to even gesso it? I just want to paint. That's the wrong way to look at it. I need to gesso to be able to paint. So another thing that I'm going to do while I'm gessoing this one is to set up another couple of boards that I can paint on. So I'm going to gesso a few while I'm at it. Hopefully I'll have enough room to do that, but if not, it's fine. I think I might even get my dust sheet out and gesso them in the bedroom on the floor. That's another thing. I keep on saying this, but that is another thing that stops me from doing art quite a lot, is the video side of things. I need to video it, or I want to video it, and I want to share my journey with you, but right now I don't have an aesthetic art studio, and I don't feel good. I don't want to be on camera, and I don't want people to see me in the things that I'm wearing, but I don't want to change because I'm pregnant and I can't fit into anything, and there's just a lot of excuses that come up about this kind of thing, and I think that I should just stop it and just start. And you know for a fact that I've been through many situations, and you have probably been through many situations where you haven't had the perfect setup to paint, but that shouldn't stop you. That is one of the worst things that you can do, is let your environment guide what you're doing. And yes, my pochade box is over there, my art cart is here, my computer set up in my desk where I paint is here. Through there is like all my art supplies, so it's scattered around. It's not exactly the best place for me to paint, but it's better than nothing. And I should just get my shit together, but get my stuff together and just do it. So that's what we're gonna do. I hope that you've enjoyed watching whatever you're watching while I've been rattling things off to you, but I just needed to start this video with my true honest feelings, just so that I could get everything out there and get it started, because I'm putting it off. I'm watching a video about gouache. I'm not even watching a video about oil. That's how bad it is. So yeah, I'm excited to use these. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the colours that I need or want. We're going to work it out. We're going to figure it out. And even if I just end up prepping my palette today without actually painting, because I want to pre-mix these colours too, to make sure that I've got the colours and I'm not faffing around with that as well, and all I need to do is just sit down and paint. So anyway, I'm going to stop flapping about and talking, and I'm going to actually get to doing now. So I have gessoed 2 canvases actually. One of them was a painting by number that I'm never going to hang up and I don't like, so I was experimenting with gessoing that. There is bumps on that though where I've put really thick paint. And then I've also gessoed this. So when I was gessoing this and I was filming it, I noticed that there was a lot of shadowing on my canvas, because there's a window over there and then my desk is facing this way, and I don't like that. So I was trying to figure out where I could put this so that I could film it as well, so that it doesn't look weird when I show you. But this stand thing fits on this desk perfectly. That's not good enough, because I need a palette as well, and I just can't figure out a configuration of where I would be comfortable painting. So I'm kind of at a standstill right now. The gesso is drying anyway, like I can't I can't do anything painting wise just now anyway, but I'm trying to figure out a configuration of where I can put stuff so that it's better for filming. And this is one of the things that has been stopping me from doing art and putting it on YouTube, is that I just can't find a decent filming setup. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to make it better. It's kind of difficult to find ways that I can move things and make it better. So I'm thinking that right now I just can't focus on that, and I've just got to do the paintings, whether it's going to be good for filming or not, and maybe try and show you in different kinds of ways on my progress in my art, because I have said for a long time that I would rather film cinematic views and shots rather than just filming top-down art view, which I think I might do. But cinematic is quite hard when you have a unaesthetically pleasing household. I mean, it could be worse. I could be living in a dump, but I'm not. But yeah, I'm just not happy with my setup right now, so that's where I'm stuck at. But like I said, I can't do anything with the paintings anyway because I need to wait until the gesso dries, and certainly on the one that I'm facing right now, the canvas, the Painting by Numbers canvas, definitely needs another coat, and that one is very bumpy, very streaky, but I think I like that, and I think that it would be okay to paint on that one once it dries. And to be honest, it is almost dry, so I do have the ability to maybe do something with that, and maybe I can pull out my desk or something. I really want to put my computer away, but I need my computer, so I don't know what to do about that. Maybe I could move my computer into the bedroom, and then I can freely move this desk around whenever I want to paint, so I can pull it out and I can move it around and face it towards different windows and stuff, so that I can maybe sit behind the desk and there would be less light, but there wouldn't be as much shadow. I don't know, we'll need to see. But I just wanted to pop in and say that I'm struggling with my whole thought process on that, but I'm just sitting here doing nothing, and I thought that it would be a good chance to sort of tell you what is happening. It's the next again day, and this is what I got up to last night or yesterday. I just decided to cover basically 50%, maybe 60% of my panels that I have. So there will be paintings. Sorry, I chose the wrong time to be recording. Somebody's reversing. Anyway. So yeah, that is what I got up to, and I'm going to obviously clean these up, put them away, and I'm going to start painting. Hello and welcome to my face again. This video has probably taken a different turn. I'm sorry, I'm really out of breath because of the fact that I have a baby growing inside me. I was just at a midwife appointment, and they told me that I needed to rest for 2 hours, come back, get bloods taken, all that stuff. And they gave me a high sugar content thing to see if I had gestational diabetes, which I don't think I have, but it's just a test, a caution, whatever. Because I took so much sugar that I'm not used to, because I haven't been really taking that much sugar, I kind of crashed out and I ended up falling asleep. So today has been a little bit of a bust, which means I need to focus on the painting tomorrow. I was going to go out with my dad tomorrow, but I think it's supposed to be raining all day, so I think I'll be focusing on painting tomorrow, try and get that. I did get an exciting delivery though. It's actually another gouache palette, which I didn't think I was gonna do, but I like the storage situ of gouache palettes, and I bought one because of the container. But it's a metallic paint set, so I will review it if you are interested. And if you are interested in that, let me know what I can paint, because I don't usually paint with metallics. And maybe like suggest in the comments below what kind of things that you want me to test. I'm going to put this down because it's... So they have a much bigger set than this, but this is a 12 colour set, but it's in 6 wells. And the reason I bought this is because I wanted the little tub, because I love storing my gouache in my little tub. But this one doesn't seem to close all the way though. The other one seems to be really flush, so this will probably, you know, whatever. But I'm going to do a review on this, so if you have any ideas of what you want to see maybe you want to see it over certain colours or on top of different colours. What kind of drawings or paintings would you make with metallics if you are interested in metallics, obviously. I'm going to do a little bit of research myself because I don't usually use metallics on what kind of things that I can incorporate it with. They have pretty much the whole rainbow: yellow, orange, red, gold, silver, green. I think there might be blue. I can't see because of the plastic wrapping. Yeah, I'm going to do a little review on that. So if you want to tell me in the comments below what kind of things in that video you would like to see, obviously swatching, maybe on different coloured papers. I'll see if I can get my hands on like a black bit of paper or something like that. Who knows? Done the sketch. The lighting is terrible. Like, it's so dark here and it's lighter here because I've got a light on this side and not on that side. I need to buy another one of these lights. I got it from ALLJArt though, so I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get it. My actual camera might do better at picking up better light than this. It doesn't. I mean, it diffuses it a little bit better, but it doesn't really do much. What if I turn this off? Yeah, it's completely dark. Like, my lighting situation's not the best. Adjusting it or something, like, it would just be in the way. I don't know. So it's not going to be the best video, as in you're not going to be able to see much. I can't wait to get a setup where I actually have good lighting. But anyway, this is the sketch. I did this digitally a couple of years ago, and I've actually painted this exact painting in gouache, but I wanted to do it in oils on this big board for my kitchen. And I used to sketch this way, where I would have every little shadow, every little detail sketched out. And now I'm kind of regretting doing this because I think I trust my eye a lot more than I used to. So I think I could obviously pick up the shadows and the highlights and everything on my own, so I wouldn't have to draw them. And I'd rather do it with paint and be a little bit more loose. But I've sketched it on now, so I guess I'm going to just keep it like this just now and we'll see how we go. But I'm going to do a wash of burnt sienna acrylic paint and then we're going to get into the oil painting. I'm just worried about the video because I know the video is not going to be best, and I don't have another light or another plug that would help the situation, to be honest, unless I moved my whole setup to the other side of the room and that's not going to work. So I'm sorry that the lighting's going to be a little bit rubbish. Hopefully I can like move it and adjust it to make it look decent. Bear with me please while I figure this out, and hopefully soon we'll have a better studio and I'll be able to share a little bit more better footage with you. But yeah, I really want to get, whoa, I've just changed the mood of my lighting. I really want to get a better light. Actually, that might be better, this one, like warm and cool toned. We'll figure it out and I'll record bits and pieces here and there, but I don't think I'm going to be recording it all unless it's from an angle and it's not the best lighting, but I might be able to fix it in post. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Hello and welcome to the actual painting portion. We made it. We did it. I started. This is me painting the pancakes, and let me tell you, I had a journey with this. My mind is so weird. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I just change my mind so much that I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. Anyway, I started to paint this and my first initial impression was, this feels really good. I enjoy this. I like putting down the paint. It feels nice. I'm excited. I decided to go for a kind of alla prima style with this, so painting it all in one day, all in one sitting. But I did come into some roadblocks with that, and I'll talk about that later. But right now, I just want to talk about the fact that I did decide to go in with quite thick paint, and I've seen quite a few oil painters paint this way where they don't really do the thin to thick or the lean to fat thing. They just kind of go in with a decent consistency, one that's easy to spread and one that's easy to layer on, and they do it. I think mine was a little bit too much on the thick side because it was harder to layer on top of, but I think that just comes with practice and time. So here I am just filling in all the little bits that I've pre-drawn for myself. This is one of the things that I didn't like about doing this painting, was the fact that I had everything laid out for me before I started doing it. And I, as an artist now, compared to a couple of years ago, I prefer to paint. I don't really like to draw. So I felt like I was actually painting by numbers a little bit with this. And that's my fault. It was because I used the sketch that I did a couple of years ago. I also think that it was probably a bad idea to try and recreate something that I've already painted with a completely different colour palette and a completely different medium and a completely different size, because I didn't like the outcome as much. And I think that if I had used a different reference picture and maybe like a different subject even altogether, I think I might have enjoyed it more, because I was too busy trying to make it look like the gouache version rather than trying to have fun with the oil version. I don't like the smell of oils. That is one con that I do not like. These are water mixable oils, so they don't smell as bad as oil paints, but they still do have a honk. And like, I could smell it when I went to pick up my kid and bring him back. I could smell it in the living room where I had been painting, and I could smell it in the bedroom where I put my painting to dry. So it is stinky and I don't like that. I would prefer just to not have a smell at all, which gouache does not have a smell. So I am going back on to whether I like painting with this or not. I think I need to give it a fair bash before I make a judgment. I usually do this where I'll do a couple of paintings and I'll be like, I don't like this, I'm never going to do it again. But I think I need to give it a fair bash, and I need to figure out paint colours, because a lot of the times that I'm struggling is usually because of the colours that I'm using. And especially with this painting, I was trying to get the same colour of plate as I got with gouache, but I didn't have that colour. I had an alizarin crimson, so it was a very deep red purpley colour rather than a bright fire engine red colour. So I dropped my brush there on the blueberry and I was like, no, but then I realised that oils are quite easy to manipulate and do it good. So yeah, another thing that I struggled with was the background, but I didn't actually record the background. I just did it without recording it, and it came out terribly, and I think that it ruined the painting, so I need to go back in and fix it. But I do talk about that at the end of the video, so if you want to hear me talk about the actual end results and how I feel about the painting, then you can wait. But the actual process itself, I'm a bit 50-50 with. I don't know if I like painting with oils yet. I do think that maybe buying another couple of colours and experimenting with different kinds of paintings and seeing where I go from there would help a lot. Also, I think painting on a board that is not wooden scrap from my partner's job might help as well, maybe an actual art board or something. But I did enjoy painting this and I didn't get frustrated at all. It was a pleasant experience. It's nowhere near done. I need to wait for it to dry because I couldn't do the whole alla prima thing with certain things, like the syrup at the bottom of the plate needs to be done, and some highlights and shadows need to be brightened and darkened within the pancakes, and especially the bananas. I don't even like this painting anymore, like the actual composition of it and the way that the bananas are just like on the plate and there's so few blueberries. It just looks a bit weird. And I think that's maybe because it just looks like a floating plate right now and it's a much smaller plate. Like, it doesn't fill up as much of the canvases as I would like it to. So there was a lot of problems, but I did enjoy it. I did feel like I couldn't get as much detail, but I think that's because I was using very thick paint and it was hard to layer on top of. So I need to play with the thickness of the paint, and also I need to be patient and let it dry and see where it goes from there. But anyway, I'm going to send you over to the other clip now so that you can listen to me ramble on even more. Okay, I will show you another angle of this, but I just wanted to show you in this light. It's obviously still wet, and I haven't finished it yet. I just wanted to show you where it's at right now. It is the background I don't like. I don't like the colour of the plate much, and obviously it needs some extra details and highlights and stuff. I was really struggling with the colour palette. So yeah, this is the way that it's looking right now, and I'm going to wait until it's completely dry, I think, or dry enough that I can paint on top of it. And I'm probably going to do a colour that's similar to the blue and just do it all over like I did with the actual gouache painting, because I don't think that this particular thing works. I might even go in with a lighter blue, like a blue mixed with white, and just cover it completely with that. And then I don't know about the plate. It's pink, it's supposed to be red. It just kind of throws it off, but I don't know if it's because of the background too. But yeah, I'm scared in case I tip it, but here we go. That looks better. It's not got so much brightness shining on it, but I seem to have forgotten what I was doing then and just forgot to end the video. So that's the end. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And click on my other playlists if you want to continue binge watching my videos. And I really appreciate your support, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you again. Bye.